We're going to talk about this character here. Again, when we start talking about people and how many chances are they going to get? Y'all remember this? Sha'Carri Richardson begins inexplicable feud with Allison Felix. Okay. She had this feud with another runner, It went back and forth. It got messy. It was just, oh my God. It's always something, right? Then Sha'Carri Richardson's beef with Gabby Thomas explained after the Olympics drama. And then again, she's got another beef with another Olympian. It's all over the place. It's messy. It's, it's just messy. It's spaghetti in your lap. You understand what I'm saying? It's just wild. And then, okay, if that ain't bad enough, then we start talking about, okay, she's got drama. She tests positive for marijuana. This particular drama puts her in a position where she's unable to compete in the games. And again, we talk about yet another person who's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and Sha'Carri Richardson. Repeatedly, people have forgiven her. Repeatedly, people have come to her aid, defended her, supported her, and she just keeps fucking up. It's just as simple as that. And unfortunately, now, things got a little extra out of hand and the law got involved. And this is where, I got to kind of draw the line on this one, because we gave you so many chances before. I saluted you because I was happy to see the maturity and the growth. And then the title of the show is Backsliding, right? All right, well.
Problem with letting you know who I am, having put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that, an argument, and that's pretty much it.
This right here is new body camera video of the moments before Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested at SeaTac Airport last month. You heard her tell police she did not touch her boyfriend, but airport security footage shows her shoving him multiple times before police arrived right here in this corner. Officers were called to TSA security after she pushed him in a packed terminal right outside security checkpoint 4. She was then booked into jail and then released the next day. This week, she addressed what happened on her social media.
More than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable.
Along with the recorded apology to her fans and family, she posted this statement apologizing to her boyfriend for what happened at the airport.
And so here we are, and again, I was one of those people. I was rooting for Sha'Carri. I understand people make mistakes. You understand? I get it. But it gets to the point where it's a bit ridiculous. Like, what part of you need to fix yourself and not fuck up no more do you not understand? And this one was kind of the icing on the cake. I think this one's going to leave a mark. You understand? Because people are tired of this double standard when it comes to domestic violence. I don't get into that. Oh, don't put your hand on a woman. Oh, don't touch a woman. Don't. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. That's me. I'm not in the business. I believe that, yeah, you should be a gentleman, whatever the case may be. But as you see in the picture, sometimes these women get a little aggressive. And I've seen videos and I've seen situations where a man kind of had to put his hands on a woman in order to protect himself. Now, why I don't advocate harming women or harming anybody, I do advocate protecting yourself, as the first line of action. And it's very unfortunate what happened. I hate to see anything like that happen. And it's always, I've seen this pattern, there's the initial offense and then there's the bullshit response to it. And boy, the comments were legendary. You had every excuse. Oh, y'all doing too much. Y'all making too much of it. It wasn't that serious. Oh, he just a little sissy. He snitching. He snitched on her. First of all, that's not even what happened. And people just talk stupid and their triggers get active. This is why I'm so hard on some of these knuckleheads. This is why I'm so hard on the Shannon Sharps and the Moniques and the Sha'Carris and all that shit, because your knuckleheadedness, what it does when you put it out there and you're being careless and reckless and you're not governing your own actions properly, you get a whole bunch of people out there triggered and they start having these adverse reactions and they start infighting among themselves. We don't need no more of this gender war bullshit. And as sure as I got a name, you got these bird ass females in the comments defending Shacarri. And I scratch my head like, damn, are women ever wrong about anything? For some people, you know, I have some women on my page that literally anything a woman does, they always got the cape out. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, you gotta reel them in sometimes. London used to be like that. She's still like that sometimes. What's your problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? And this is the problem that I have, man. Like, you get out here and you are a public figure. You have a lot of responsibility with the position that you're in. And if you're not conducting yourself in a proper manner and you're making a fool of yourself all the time, you are a harm to Black society. And that's what I see with her. That's what I see with all these chicks from Basketball Wives or whatever reality show. It don't even matter. That's what I see with all these female rappers. They are extraordinarily toxic. And you see these everyday women behaving exactly how they behave. You know, I know some young girl's gonna be pushing her boyfriend around like that and throwing shit at him because they saw her do it. The same way that you have these little girls going to prom half naked, with their entire ass out because they saw Sierra and Rihanna do it. It just is what it is. And that's my issue with this. This has to stop. You know, we got to stop supporting people like this. When they get like this, they need to feel, you know, from the community, you know, hey, that shit ain't right. You know, and if it means just not supporting them altogether, then so be it. You know, I'll park the Chevy on that. Y'all go ahead and cook on that.
Whenever you see things like that, like even in the video where the news reporter says right in the corner, you see her shove him. And everybody that I know that I've been on a couple pages and they were sharing that video. The minute you see a woman react to a man, whether it's Sha'Carri Richardson or any other woman, in a violent way, the number one comment that I see response to that is, what did he do to cause her to act that way?
Yep.
It's never, damn, she's violent. She needs help. It's what did she do? What did he do to provoke her to act like that?
Yeah.
So as the programming in society and in this world is that we always view women as victims all the time, regardless of the situation. And one of the most hurtful things, especially in the judicial system, is a woman is innocent until proven guilty. A man is guilty until proven innocent. A man will lose his career and life behind what a woman say or do to him when the law reacts. A woman will never lose her life or freedom whenever a man does what he does to her in public stance. So what I mean by that is, you remember the other day I told you that there was a woman that lied and said this guy raped her. He was with his family. And when the cops came, they arrested him. She never met this man in her life. This man was married and had children and had to spend 30 days in jail. And her consequences was she had to spend 30 days in jail. So imagine, as a man, you being innocent, but you get the same amount of punishment as somebody that falsely accused you. And then people don't understand how that equates to why men are the most likely to commit suicide 3 times more than any other people on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of that reason is that a lot of us, even when we're doing right, we still get demonized as if we did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of weight holds down on people. So I look at people and I say, you know, and like I say, going back to the whole situation, there all ties in with all of them.
Yeah.
This is what I say, when you look at certain people and the mannerisms and how they act, you can tell that they have a large deal of trauma that they don't know how to unpack and deal with because they're not getting the professional help that they need. It is so overwhelming on them that it is causing them to be reckless in public and in person, you know. And when you look at Sha'Carri, a lot of people didn't even notice, like, I don't know if any people picked up on it, but when she was talking, there was no feel of remorse. It was more of a PR spill more than her personal conviction to her mate.
Mm-hmm.
And even in what she says, because it went by fast, right? At the last part, it says, I apologize to Christian. He came into my life and gave me more than a relationship, but a greater understanding of unconditional love from what I experienced in my past. Due to my past trauma and pain, I was blind and blocked off to not only receive it, but give it. I love him. To him, I can't apologize enough. My apologies should be just as loud as my actions, honestly louder. To Christian, I love you and I'm sorry. But that what you wrote is not what was conveyed in what you personally was saying in your video. It kind of came with a little smirk. It kind of came with, well, let me just say this so I can protect my assets and my investments because I don't want to say something that's going to damage that part. And I think a lot of times when people, you know, of power or has some, you know, a lot of things to lose, they go more towards protecting that than being like, hey, you know, I can lose everything. I don't care. As long as the person that I say I love, I will give all of this up for you because I'm wrong. And this is how I feel. And this is how I feel about you. None of that was conveyed in that video. And as much times as people could give Sha'Carri all the leeway and things like that, she will not be who she needs to be until she gets that help, because that trauma is spewing so hard into her that it's spiraling her life into a reckless situation. And she's the only one who can stop that, because women like her, and there's plenty of Sha'Carri Richardsons out there, this is how you lose a good man, is because you aren't healed enough to understand what you have. And I'll land my plane on that.
Facts. Bobby Drake.
This was a story that I couldn't avoid this week dealing with, and saw a lot of good people chopping it up, discussing it. I was personally pleased that I think that we finally reached that critical mass of men taking this issue seriously. I saw a number of people calling for her sponsorship, saying that, you know, she should be cut, she should be penalized, she's an Olympic athlete, this is unbecoming of someone of her status and everything. And I'm in full, flat out support of that as well. I believe that she should be stripped of her sponsorships, that she should lose her standing on the Olympic running team, because that is what is just, that is what is fair, that is what the standard typical response to such things of this have been when it has been a man doing the battering as opposed. And I said something, and one of the reasons this pissed me off is because I had to say this. And again, I believe in balance, I believe in fairness, I believe in justice. Those are ideals that are core to me and who I am as a person. So that's why I don't do that wishy-washy bias stuff. Oh, this is okay for men, it's not okay for women, vice versa. I don't do that. I'm down the line. If it's wrong, I'm coming at your neck, plain and simple. If I'm wrong, come in my neck, plain and simple. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This bothered me, especially in the timetable of everything, because as much as it bothers me, and I hate doing, because I hate giving those incel red pill cats a bullet for the gun. I hate doing it. But again, I gotta call it what it is.
Yeah.
It bothers me how we just got on the tail end of talking about Shannon Sharpe and how goofy and silly he was for dealing outside of his race with a 19-year-old white woman, and he's an old 60-something-year-old dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on, that's what he gets to do that. It bothers me that we just finished addressing that, which I don't disagree with at all. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
I'm actually right there. I co-sign it.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go this week, and we see this instance of a brother dealing with something similar with a woman who is of his race,
Mm-hmm.
and who's not significantly younger than him. She's his peer in age.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the same ones who are so quick to do the finger wagging to Shannon, they're now here copping pleas for Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
And what that leads me to believe, or what the evidence suggests, is that the issue you had with Shannon and others like him was never about Shannon, putting himself in jeopardy dealing with white women and them finessing. That was never the issue.
No.
Your issue was that Black women didn't have the opportunity to finesse him and to drain him first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem.
And that he's a man.
That's a big problem. So your issue isn't fairness. It isn't about how our Black men are being mistreated and victimized and taken advantage of. The issue is it's messed up that I couldn't do it, or it should have been a Black woman that's able to do this to him.
Mm-hmm.
Why is letting others do? We should be the ones that gain first crack at him.
Mm-hmm.
Understand, this is what helps put a battery in the back of the ones that say, I can't deal with Black women, or I need to go overseas to do. You're literally feeding them the case studies right here. Now, if someone wants to go, now some yuck mouth, gap tooth, they see Black women's best, yeah, I'll deal with them. When he comes, I can poke holes in him all day, but the minute he pulls out this instance, I have to shut my mouth, because I'm not going to. You gave him a trump card now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sabotage my credibility. Look stupid to ignore and disregard the real evidence right here in front of me. We talk about protecting Black women. Stop handcuffing your protectors. I can't do nothing like this. It's ridiculous. But yeah, all I can say is I recall close to a decade ago now, I think, a very solid, very thorough, well-educated, well-spoken leader in sport and out of sport by the name of Ray Rice, who is married with his beautiful Black wife. And they had a great night out in the town. It was a great night, wonderful event at the casino. They had a little too much to drink. They had themselves a little fussy fuss. It got a little heated, as people who are under influence or want to do at times, unfortunately. And what happened was an incident that ultimately ended up with Ray Rice pushing his wife in an elevator. She hit her head. She lost consciousness. She dropped down. And Ray came to himself and tried to, get his wife out of the elevator and bring her to herself. And that one event in an otherwise unblemished career, and as far as I'm aware, unblemished life, led to him being stripped of his status, stripped of his career, loss of his esteem in the public. And even though his wife came out and she took accountability, she accepted accountability, she said, I was the one who initiated the issue. This wasn't him just picking on me. I got it started. He responded. He didn't mean to do that. I should know what I did. Despite all that, and they were on her neck. They wanted her so bad to send him to the gallows, and she refused. Despite all that, they went ahead and took it upon themselves to strip him of everything that he had.
Yep. Sure did.
I can't see any reason, and he actually had some level of an excuse. He was under the influence of alcohol. Sha'Carri was stone cold sober. No, Christian didn't hit his head and black out, but I can see no reason as to why she shouldn't suffer the same fate especially since she has shown a history, unlike Ray Rice, of repeated issues of conducting herself and discipline of herself.
Yeah, she has serious disciplinary issues, serious ones. Man, this is where we are, though. You know what I'm saying? And brothers, if you haven't learned anything, you know what I'm saying, you got to watch your ass out here, because it doesn't matter what happened, you're always going to be in the wrong. Conversations 2020.